Hello and welcome everyone to yet another Testament live stream. It has been a long old while, but the reason is because we've been pretty busy since last time. We were 4 weeks into production, I think, when I was with Eleanor speaking with you guys, and now, guys, production is finished. We are wrapped. Principal photography is done. I can't believe that sentence is real and true. But 80 days of shooting, and that's 80 shooting days, so that's 4 months of filming is done, and it feels so good. Just yeah, it's like a sigh of relief and also a joyous celebration, and yeah, my goodness, we did it. So thank you very much for everyone who has supported us and who has cheered us on and championed us throughout this. The whole social media team, you know, just throughout have been like reading comments and like sharing it with the team, and it's just been, yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So what is this live stream today all about? Well, we're going to be doing some updates on where we are, where we're going to be, what the plan is, the timeline, and I will say our suggested timeline for when we hope the show will be ready, and also what we can look out for in the next few months. But a big thing that we got on today's live stream is we are going to be talking with the one and only James Ducker, who was, I think, written once as Dunster or something else in a video, and we apologise for that, James. James Ducker, our incredible cinematographer, our director of photography, our DOP. So we'll be bringing him on in a minute, just to talk about all things camera, lighting, planning, locations, wonderful things, horrible things, all things on screen, you know, with James. So that'll be great. And then stay as well tuned, because somewhere in this live stream we'll also be showing a sneak peek of a scene from the show. It's an early cut, so it's not actually what's going to be the final product. It's not really properly color graded. There's no sound design on it, but it's a little flavor, a little hint of one of the scenes. So we're going to be showing that in the middle of this live stream. But for now, what I'd love you to do is head over to the comment section and just type in where you're watching from. Say hello, say good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Like, we're in the UK, there's a big time difference for wherever we are. So just say hello and where you are watching from. It gets the algorithm going for these live streams, which means then YouTube and Facebook know where the people are watching, and then they start sharing it to more people. So it's a really weird thing to think that actually commenting helps it reach more people, but it does. So thank you. So yeah, do that. And then what else? Yes, our social media. Even though we're right here talking with you guys now, there's lots of updates continually going on our Instagram page, our Facebook page, our TikTok page. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been on our TikTok page. But apparently there's stuff there, and is that right, Eleanor? Eleanor's just nodding to me and just saying yes, there is. So if you're on TikTok, go there. Never been on it. I've just never used it. I tried once and I was like, nope. So never. But that's where our marketing team like share little bits of where we're up to, or just funny anecdotes, or memes, or bits that we did during the shoot. Not so much of the story or of the show itself, because that we want to save a little bit until you know what it is and you can watch it. But the making of, which for me I've always found the most fun. But you'll get to know a little bit of the storyline. You'll get to know some of the actors. You'll get to know some of our team, our crew, and yes, of course, on YouTube. YouTube is when we do some of our bigger videos. So do head over to our YouTube channel, unless you're here already, and subscribe. Yes. All overlay of how things will be, click on, all that stuff. And then lastly, how to support the show. Even though season 1 isn't out yet, we started off this whole thing with a movie that was released 2022, something like that. So there is something to watch, which is like the inspiration, but we are starting again. This is not a follow-on, this is not connected. But it does mean you can pay it forward. So you can support the show by, well, one, liking, sharing and all of that, but also financially you can pay it forward to make the show free for other people to watch. It also helps fund future seasons of Testament, and I say future seasons because we are planning more than one season. Even though we finished season 1, to be fair, right now I just need to focus on season 1. Just get season 1 finished, and then we can focus on season 2. Also, it just it helps more people connect with this vibrant and incredible story, which is in the Bible, the Book of Acts. Yes. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yes. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to play a small video. So on our last day of filming, day 80. Which I can't believe we actually managed to do it in 80 days. There was a point that we thought we were going to go into 81, 2, 3, 4, but no, we went back to 80. But on the last day of filming, the marketing team went around and interviewed some of the crew, some of the cast, and put together a wonderful video that just experiences the last day of shooting. And after that, I'm going to bring James on, our wonderful cinematographer, and we'll have a little chat then. But for now, have a look at day 80.
This is day 1 of filming.
Today is day 1. And day 2 is down.
Okay guys, it is day 3 done.
Day 4 done.
Okay, here we are. First location day.
Hey guys, this is day 6.
Day 14, here we are.
And here we are at day 20.
Great news, we just wrapped week 5, so day 25. Even better news, we made our day back. Day 29 and it has been raining. Day 35. Week 7 is complete. That is a wrap on block 1, which means 8 weeks down, 40 days done.
We are here on day 1 of block 2 in a lovely swimming pool which is nice and toasty.
Day 44 is complete in this amazing underpass. And
yeah, so we're just getting out of here now.
Day 48 is a complete. Day 50 is done. Today was quite possibly our biggest day yet. Day 60, 60. Oh, wow, done.
Day 61 is done, and I'm eating pomegranate.
Day 62. That is day 60 something.
Day 71.
So, day 75, week 15 is done, and I am covered in flour.
Day 77.
Day 79 is complete. The penultimate day is done. Tomorrow, we will finish the race.
Here we are at the end of days of shooting, the shooting days. Woo! Yeah!
Final day, ladies and gentlemen. Today is our final day, and we're all gonna cry.
It's day 80 of 80, which is totally mad.
We started on the 15th of January, and it's now the 9th of May.
I feel kind of sad. There's been a lot of laughter, a lot of tears.
Honestly, it's so special to be here today, around so many amazing human beings that have made this happen and made this come to be.
It's been a crazy, sort of intense, lovely experience. I think we've been so lucky with the cast of the crew.
I'm glad that we're all together for the last day, and we're in every scene together. So it's going to be bittersweet when it ends.
We'll be doing it at least once.
Everyone set? And action.
You want to go? I think so. If I can. Pray about it. If that's where the Spirit sends you, you're with me.
Cut there.
Cut there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on season 1 of Testament.
That's it. Day 80, complete. Day 80 out of 80. That is a wrap on season 1 of Testament. I am exhausted, I am tired, I am drained, I am poured out, but I feel at the same time so full, so excited, so bursting with joy and pride in this team and all our crew and all our actors. It has been the most unbelievable 80 days. Yeah, I don't think it's dawned on me yet, to be honest. I don't think I've quite comprehended what we've just achieved. But what I can say is that you are in for an incredible ride. A story told like it has never been told. And you're about to see everybody's work on screen in the most magnificent way. I'm so ecstatic with everyone, and I can't thank God enough for what He's done, for what He's provided. He has been in every sinew and molecule of this production in a way that I said at the beginning of this production to somebody who needed it at the time, when we are weak, He is strong. And I think I've been weak for a very long time during this shoot, but I haven't felt it for a moment because He has carried me and carried so many of us. Whew. Yeah. Season 1 is wrapped. Onto the edit, and I will see you when we screen it.
Hey James. Hello Paul. How you doing? Good man, good.
That was great. I haven't seen that before. That was lovely.
It certainly was.
That's nice watching stuff back like that.
That was 80 days though, just flew right by.
Yeah.
on that version.
Yeah, it was a little slower in real life. And until you're looking back at it, and then it kind of does. Yeah, it does fly by like that.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah, that's great fun. Yeah, sorry, I'm just now taking like a little moment just to
back on that, man.
Quite mad. Yeah, thanks guys. That was a great job. Well done. That was great. Little team back there. Yeah, amazing. Well, James, hello. Welcome to your first live stream.
Yes. Those hands are sweating, but then again, the room's pretty hot as well. So.
It is warm. So just to, I mean, I don't know, not everyone will be familiar with filmmaking and all of that, so I think right off the bat, you are our director of photography. What does that mean?
Put it fairly bluntly, I'm in control of camera and electrical, basically. So cameras, lights, that's my area. We'd obviously chat about camera angles, and I would talk about lighting plans with other members of the crew and things, and that's pretty much it. To put it extremely bluntly, there's obviously a lot more behind it.
A little more creative flair. It's, steering the visual vision of the whole show as well.
Yeah. That's right. But I think it's kind of like we've got to obviously Paul and I have definitely got to be on the same path in terms of how we visualize it, which is a super important dynamic I think between a director and a DP to have for sure. Which I find obviously on this being the first time we've worked together, incredible the way that's worked.
That worked well.
To be honest, and I think because we've got to be able to agree on these things, which we definitely did.
So I mean, going then back, this is the first time we've worked together. So how did you get onto the project, and what made you want to be a part of the project?
Fairly simple. I wanted to be on this project. I got onto the project really just through emailing you guys, wasn't it? Through web search and things. And then Paul and I got chatting. But definitely what drew me to this is the fact that it was based around the Bible. It was true. It's something that I've wanted to be able to work on, something this kind of genre and this sort of story behind it for quite some time, and never have had that opportunity. It's always been other narratives based on many other things out there, as everyone knows, or commercials or music videos, but it's never been something sort of so kind of to the point that you feel so passionate about as a DP. And so when I read that it was about the Book of Acts in your synopsis and things, I thought, I want to do this 100%. You know, not only would I love to just do what I love, which is obviously DPing, but also create something that I feel that God has blessed me with. I think He's blessed everybody, part of the crew, with a talent, and I think the best way we can use our talents is by kind of doing what we do, what we've been gifted with the tools He's gifted us with, and that's what you and I discussed at the beginning of this. And I was really happy you gave me that opportunity.
That was great. Okay, I mean, so let's then go back a little bit into being a DP. What is, when you get sent the scripts, you open them up.
Yeah.
What's the beginning of a creative process? What does that look like for you?
When I open a script, I'm thinking, I don't like to read. I have never been a reader. It's something that I 100%. You want to know what the story is about and things, but I have to read things again and again and again for it to burn in. I'm just not one of those people. There's people like my dad that can sort of whip past pages and he just gets the gist. I don't have that skill. I wish I did. And when you've got 8 episodes to read, though, it took me time to get through it, but I was taking it in probably in a better way by slowly reading through them. But the best thing, I think, of being able to read through it in a slow manner as well, you're visualizing it, you're taking notes. I'm drawing on the script about how I visualize each very prominent moment, because you can read those moments and well, this is obviously standing out. This is standing out in your head and these. And before you and I talk, which is kind of what we agreed, I think, at the beginning, was like, I'll put some thoughts down. You've got your own thoughts. You've written this, and then let's just see if they, do this or they do this. And so it was that kind of, that was the first thing that that I went through, I suppose, going down, kind of getting an idea of how I'd go about sort of visually putting them together, the words visually together, I suppose.
And quite early on as well, because in this production we did, which you don't normally have in a TV show, we did 4 weeks of rehearsals with the actors. So on the first 2 days we did a read through of all 8 episodes together, and in that it wasn't just for the actors, all the HODs were invited as well, which I think was a good moment just for people to be able to hear it out loud.
100%.
It does change things, because as you say, reading it sometimes it takes a while to burn in. And also getting a flavour of actors' voices and how it might be played, and seeing who's who. Actually, I still remember you going, there's so many names. I don't know.
It's
a big show. It's a very big
huge
show.
cast.
When we started with our casting director, it's like, it's speaking roles are about 100, and then the cast is about 50. It's like, oh goodness, this is an epic scale show. We didn't start small, guys. But so I remember, like, we were talking about the color palettes and how to choose the mood, the tone, and everything for the show, because we're doing this alternate modern day. We're doing the Book of Acts, which obviously takes place in first century Jerusalem. That's not where we are. That's not the story we're telling, because we're doing an alternate modern day, as if the events happen much later. So we have a chance to create the world, but throughout we always want to harken back So we had a lot of the colours being quite warm, quite rich, full of golden tones. It's got to look sort of royal in a sense for these different people. And warm, of course. In England, we were just boosting that Kelvin. Which was crazy sometimes, the Kelvins we were putting out. I was like, this is insane, I'm shooting at this Kelvin, but at the same time it looked good. It was like, you know what, this does look warm, and obviously in post and things and making it look like we're in Jerusalem and things, I think it's there. And then finding some shows as well that we'd be able to go, it's kind of like this feeling, like there was an Apple TV show that we were like, this kind of feeling, but without that green tint.
Take that out.
This on Disney that has that, but a little bit more grit or something like. So then we decide on a style quite early on, going, that's the way we're going to move.
That's it.
Move forward. And then when we're on set, we used. You might see, like, on behind the scenes of big budget stuff, directors walking this big eyepiece. Looking at them. We didn't have that. We had these
Zones.
but we used like Artemis or Cadridge,
Yeah.
which is it's an app on your phone that replicates a lens. Because then me and James were often looks like we're on our phone, but we're not. Well, we are, but
it's like just ignoring everybody else.
Yeah, and we're just kind of going, maybe that
Does it
lens,
work?
what do you think? And then we're just all hunched around looking at that.
But it's a lifesaver, very handy. I know the big Pentafinder things that you say, people have them, but you've got to take the lens off, put it back on if you're thinking you're not feeling that 35, you're wanting a different lens, and that is a time taker in itself.
Quicker than moving the camera.
Yep,
but still slow.
But still slow. So now Artemis was a real lifesaver, I think. Being able just to take the images and maybe they were on, but sharing them with the crew was obviously something which was really handy for every department to know. Okay, what we're shooting. How close is the image on which cast member and things, and on these apps and stuff you can just have any camera, any lens attached to it, which is just a huge lifesaver when you're shooting with so many cameras.
Yeah, that is true. We shot with at times 3 cameras at the same time.
Yeah.
Majority of the time 2 cameras at the same time.
Yeah.
We never did 4.
No, I don't think we did.
Close.
No,
we didn't do 4 at the same time.
No.
We
got to like F cam, didn't we?
No, E.
Was it E cam?
There
we go. So yeah, there was a lot of cameras in the running, a lot of different sets and things. Was it? Did we get to G?
Because the GoPro.
Was a G. Yes.
It was a GoPro shot.
Oh yeah. So a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
A lot of cameras.
That was quite fun, and that's for you as a DP as well to be able to have your eye over all of those different cameras, colours, and all of that.
That was one of the things that is the toughest. I'm a real perfectionist with colour, as you now know for sure. It's just got to be right. The colours have got to be set the same and things. And I think it's sensors. Obviously, they're always going to carry different information, which is always that little challenge of getting those LUTs that we create to make them look just even. And as you can always.
I was basically saying the colours on the different cameras, just in case you didn't get the colours on the cameras are different, make them look the same.
Yeah. Not film school.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, and because the thing is, we shot with so many, because we were shooting, I think 431 scenes. That was 8 episodes, and we shot it in 80 days. Just to give you a picture, like sometimes an hour and a half film, is shot in 80 days. So we were doing a lot in not much time.
3 feature sort of thing, 3-4 features or something.
Yeah, 4 feature films length. About 2 weeks an episode, it would work out as.
Yeah.
So the choice of using multiple cameras. Sometimes it's a good thing to be able to catch performances at the same time. But as well, we had to because of speed.
Yeah, it's a time thing, isn't it? It's one of those things where you want to use so I can watch one camera. Obviously, I'm not sat behind a video village kind of thing. I'm also obviously operating, so I can't see all the cameras, which I'm sure any DP would agree. Why? I can't see them all. But at the same time, once you've lit a certain angle and things, it's great just to have a tighter wide. It's as easy to just bag those 2 different field of views at the same time. And I think like you say, it's a big time saver to do that kind of thing.
And then not only that, but I don't know if my team have this. Do you know how many locations we shot on? Do you remember?
I do not.
No, we shot on. I
think Jackie says something like, I think maybe 30, 40 or something like that. I think
something
40
like that.
at some point. It
40
was a lot.
Locations.
We were changing location very often.
It was. There was we had our warehouse, our studio, where we built some great sets, and the art department did an incredible job. And we were there for the first week. Then after that, it was very much a day in a different location every day.
Yep.
Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. But there was a lot of locations, and some of them were huge. And some of the biggest locations that you get in London. And we were approaching these locations that some of the biggest films in the world have shot on with a very small budget in comparison. What we spent on the lighting, what we had the money for the lighting is
just nothing compared to you'd shoot probably on average, I think, given this is an 80-day shoot, we were saying you'd probably get, it was a 15-day sort of budget, really, 10 to 15 days budget of what we had for camera and lights.
We didn't have that many lights.
So yeah, we didn't have a lot.
To me, it looked like loads, but it's never enough. But yeah, I mean, that comes with a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But then also, because again, not the biggest budget, so we have to choose where our budget goes. And for us, it had to go into the production and not so much the pre-production. So we didn't have that much time to do all the planning and all the wrecking. So it means we were walking into locations
totally blind,
cold, never having been there before.
Yeah.
I'd been to most of them, but not all of them. I know you didn't get to.
Yeah, a lot I didn't see, but
talk to us. How was that?
Yeah, that's like one of those things when you first start in film, it's kind of like, oh, what's a recce? That sounds like a nice thing to be able to do. But then as you go in, you start to realise over the last sort of 11, 12 years of my career, you start realising how important they are. And then this being one of the longest projects, or the longest project, of course, I've ever been on, and being thrown locations like where Ridley Scott's shooting Napoleon, I'm thinking, we don't have a lot, not to light from the externals anyway. No. We were very fortunate to have one 18 kilowatt light, which was an absolute beast on a scissor lift and things, but the rest of it all had to be very internal, sort of softer LEDs and things, and it was tough to go into these locations blind and sort of come up with things on the spot. But at the same time, I felt like it was really, I kind of enjoyed it to some degree because it was really testing me. Yeah. It was really kind of saying, look, deal with this, what can you produce? And in a way, it would stress you out, but at the same time, when you start to see it coming together, you just feel so happy. So it was like that real sort of, up and down feeling. But I had a great team, a great lighting team behind me, like Jeremy Dawson, the gaffer and stuff, and they were getting ahead of the game and stuff and sending sparks out there and my best boy and things to photograph these areas, give me an idea of what they still look like even though I hadn't physically been there, and letting me know what ampage was there, did they have a 3-phase, could we even power these kind of huge lights?
It's gone into DP speakers.
And I'll back away from the tech talk there, but but yeah, I had a great team that were able to sort of give me some sort of visual.
As well, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't, to be honest. These guys knew what they were talking about, and I was just like, can we do it or not? They were like, yeah, we can do that. So yeah,
big light there.
Big light there. That's great. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also been times like on the way I'd be drawing these kind of maps of where I felt like blocking was going, where I thought some camera movement was going, and then you take these, you do your own drawings, and basically do the lights and the lighting plan, and then hand that over, and so we do that. But that was, on the day, on the move, on the go. A lot of times on other shows, you have days before where the team goes in and pre-rigs, pre-lights, puts everything in already. The art team goes in, and let's not forget the art team was just going in blind as well. And like, how do we make this look like something else?
It was tough, but I think like what we were getting 100%, I think everybody that was watching the monitors and things was kind of like blown away. And it's always fun still, we got great locations, which I think is one of the big boosters, so there might have not been, from time to time, there might have not even been power in some of the locations, which we were very fortunate to get some power feeds in there last minute and Jennies and things, but still.
I think you said it in one of the meetings, you're like, it shouldn't, it doesn't make sense, but something's working.
Something's working, yeah.
It
was I think, it was a miracle for sure. It was just things to play with and stuff that was there, just these big grand locations to have. I don't know, you just light a bigger room, but the location then speaks for itself a lot, which was great as well. You get these big locations, they are hard to light and sort of do your job, but at the same time, you get behind the camera and you look at them and you think, that location is just so beautiful on a lens and things,
we learned a lesson on one location actually, where we had to, basically go back and reshoot everything because it was, the location wasn't right. So we went, cool, this isn't doing service to the show we're making. And so we actually took 2 days out of our shoot to reshoot something completely. And that's just interior. Then we had one of the biggest exterior locations that there is, and guessing time, all right? It's a pretty famous one. It's in London. Let's see if you guys can guess it. It is a location where they have filmed Thor, The Dark World, Les Mis, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dark Knight Rises. It is enormous. Bridgerton, I think, is also
Bridgerton in there.
Yeah, that's the current one.
Okay.
It's a big one. I'm going to give you 3 more seconds to guess. Let's see if you got it right. Here's the video.
We are at the lovely Royal Naval College.
We're at the Royal Old Naval College. Old Royal Naval College.
Something like that, isn't it? It's a pretty old building, whatever it is.
Is it a 1600th century building?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
The Old Naval Royal College. The Old Naval College.
The Greenwich Royal Navy College.
The Old Royal Navy College.
Yeah.
Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not. I don't know anymore.
We are at the Old Royal Naval College at Greenwich, which is just an amazing historic building on the shores of the Thames.
And despite the rain, it's still a really fun location to be in, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the only ones.
In the rain, yeah. Everyone else, as you can see, is sheltering under the, whatever you call it again. What's it called?
We're here.
What's it called again?
So, I mean, clearly I would have lost that game. I don't remember doing that. I'm not even going to say it. The Greenwich Royal Old Naval College.
Yes.
I don't even know if I got it right then.
Jackie must have got it right.
Whatever Jackie said is
the right one.
So, yeah. But you know what? They're right there as well. The weather in that location. We were meant to be there for 4 days, and we ended up having to go back for 2 because we had to cancel one of the last days because
we got mixed weather. It was hail.
It was do you know what? There was this moment that there's something in me. I didn't think we were going to make our day.
Yeah.
We had some really one of the biggest scenes in the series was filming there, and I didn't think we were going to make it, and so I made a call before lunch to actually cancel the rest of what was planned, and we just did a few smaller scenes. Because I thought it gets dark quite quickly in winter, so I was like, we're not going to make it the light. And then it was hours later, and it was still light, more than I thought, and I was thinking,
can we?
Do you know what? I don't know if I've made a mistake. Have I made the wrong decision? Have I made the wrong thunder?
Yeah.
Suddenly thunder happens, and I'm like, oh,
it's
and
right.
then it starts hailing. Not raining, hailing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, no,
Call it a day.
I'm going to be happy with the decision to cancel.
That's it.
It was a moment of confirmation.
100%. It was one of those locations that was beautiful, like the colours, I suppose the pastel colours of the building and stuff, the cobbles and things. It was very sort of, it had a lot of character, amazing location. But we were very exterior a lot of the time, and we're in Britain. And Britain does not get it. Well, nobody knows the weather. No. You know, Apple Watch or whatever you might be using, it's useless. It will not tell you what the weather is going to be.
The Apple Watch does not control the weather. No matter what they advertise, it doesn't control
Even BBC, it's all wrong. But
and because we're not, when we're exterior like that in a place like that, not really lighting a location, but we are waiting for the same lighting condition. So we're waiting for the sun to either go behind the clouds,
pop out.
or pop out.
And
again, Britain. It likes to be temperamental.
Now you've got to keep an eye on it. How much time can you afford to sort of lose on the wides? Have to be continuity.
Our best boy, was the cloud watcher. She'd have a little thing and stare at the clouds and just go, right, you've got 4 minutes.
She was pretty bang on that, to be fair. She said 4 minutes or 30 seconds, that's what we had.
Good.
And then the sun came or went, and when we got into the tighter angles, I think we were able to sort of cheat it, put stuff over talent and whatnot. And I think we got away with it then.
I think so.
It's those wides.
They're hard. And a big location like that, you want to show it off.
Show it off,
so, it's also a very fast-paced series. How do you go about filming the running and action sequences? You get this man on an easy rig with a little string where you're holding it, and you say, James, run. We also had an incredible second unit.
Yes, I did.
So Yannick was our director of photography for second unit, and Tom Rock was our director for second unit. And they did some of the scenes that I'd have loved to have done. The chase sequences.
The trolley.
The trolley sequence. So they also have, one of the cameras that we used was a very, very, very weird one, which is not James's favourite. But it's a strange camera which can be very fast paced and gets you into, you can do unusual things with it. And so they were armed with that camera and just really got to go at it and make things happen. And what they've come out with is great. So a lot of those action sequences are often given to second unit. So the first unit can focus really on the story arcs and the more heartfelt character moments.
It's a good way of doing it for sure. Like you want
sad moment, but
you don't want to give anything away, of course. You want to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
But because they're the fun ones and things as well. It's nice to have the fun and the sad moments, but sometimes you've got to let them go, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I think that was it. But second unit did do an amazing job at taking those on and not having too long to maybe shoot them and whatnot or plan them and stuff. But they really took it on.
Yeah. Right. Well, we've got anything you're looking forward to seeing back on the big screen? The show. Why should people watch the series? Does anything stand out to you story-wise? I think, for me, this series is just a way to connect with a story, a true story, in a way that you might not have approached it before. You might not have thought about it before.
Yeah.
And I think what my hope is that you can put yourself in those shoes a little easier.
Yeah, for sure. You can relate to it a bit better, I think, which is, it's a story, isn't it, that's everybody sort of knows, but it's kind of almost getting slightly forgotten by a lot of people out there and stuff, and everyone pictures it in the same way. And I think that's the amazing thing that you've done, is the concept, for sure. That's one of the exciting things. I was reading it thinking, how are we going to do this? Like, this it's insane, but it's come together, and I think it's great to sort of bring it to this day and age. Like you say, people can relate to that so much easier and better, and I hope that does reach out to a lot of people for that one reason right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So, have we ever had a shot go hilariously wrong? What happened? Oh no, we did. When it broke.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was thinking.
That was pretty bad. I mean, there's been a few, but
that was.
I think the catching of the camera.
Yeah. So James uses an easy rig, which is this kind of
a vest,
and an arm that goes there with a string, very good, strong string that holds the camera.
Takes the weight off the shoulder, so you're not lopsided kind of thing, but puts it onto your waist basically. It's an incredible piece of equipment for the low shots and high shots, but just one day we had it in our hands, or I had it in my hands, and the string just snapped, whipped up into the air, because obviously it's got about 20 kilos on the other end of it, and thankfully, incredibly, I was able just to catch the camera that weighs quite a bit, but obviously it's very expensive as well, and that could have been a lot of money just smashing to the floor. So it was a great save. It was a happy and sad moment of catching the camera, but also being, we have no easy rig now for the rest of the day.
Yeah, to be fair, this isn't hilariously wrong, is it? It's just went wrong. Don't know about hilariously wrong. I think it was all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was anything that was like. No. I mean, maybe the flour and stuff. I don't know. You can say those bits. They weren't like it was wrong, but it was getting them right.
Yeah,
there's some great moments. How much you can say.
Yeah. The flour scene is great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we are going to watch a sneak peek now of the show. And again, this is a scene from not episode 1, just a little bit further in. And it's not the colour grade, it's not the sound, it's not the music, it's just something to give you a feeling of what it might be like. It's not even the edit. So here it is, sneak peek from season 1 of Testament. Off we go.
Then why would you agree to give Yusuf the body? You forget yourself, Caiaphas. Go! Give us some men. It's the least you can do.
You take these two, you secure it, you send them back in 3 days. Understood? And Caiaphas?
Yes, pilot.
After today, I don't want to hear another word about this Jesus.
So that was the Pilate and Caiaphas scene,
yeah.
Which I don't think this is a spoiler. maybe it is a flashback.
Yes.
Doesn't take place in our story.
No.
It's a moment of a flashback.
Mm.
Yeah, I enjoyed filming that one.
Yeah, it was a cool place. We can say Victoria thing.
Yeah.
Victoria
It was a
station.
pumping station.
Yeah.
It was and one of those that again walked in blind, hadn't been there before.
No.
And was more than pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
It was
worked very well. At least stank, but it was incredible.
Yeah, it was a pumping station. So it means it wasn't the nicest of smells.
Yeah, you needed your gas masks on,
Yeah.
but it was amazing.
Yeah.
It looked incredible. Super happy with it. A great find.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was great to have.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those nice times that the sun was in the right place, beaming through.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was a clear day as well. It was quite just.
Yeah. We got fortunate with the weather.
Excellent moment.
Yeah.
It was happy.
Yes.
It was a happy day.
Mhm.
But James, thank you very much for joining us.
Not a problem.
On this
Pleasure.
live stream. I'm sure you'll be back to give more tech speak and to lose us in all of the things.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Not a problem.
So guys, we're going to jump on right at the end just to have a little bit more goodness. But for now, here are some stills and some things that you can see from our time making the show. And I'm sure there'll be a picture or two of James holding a camera.
The big easy rig. Big
Unsnapped.
thing. Yeah, unsnapped.
Okay, so we wanted to finish this live stream with just a few comments that you guys have been making throughout the production and throughout kind of our time as Testament, which has been just very, very encouraging to us. It's just been a bit of a blessing. So thought we'd share and highlight a few things that we've been receiving from you, and thank you for everything. We such rich history. I say characters, but real people throughout it all. So having these amazing actors being able to dive into these people has been an honour to watch. Fan in our Testament fan club on Facebook. If you're not part of our Testament fan club on Facebook, do jump on in. Scotty Brewer in Paul's most recent production update. Now they're my daily little diaries. How many did I miss in the end? Did I miss 2?
2, I think.
I'm so annoyed that I missed 2. I think I just fell asleep at the end of the day. Paul had this glazed, almost daydreaming sort of look in his eye. Oh no. When talking about his actors, reminiscent of a teenage girl talking about a cute boy from school. I say this mostly to tease him, well done Scotty, but also to point out how he's putting his heart into this show and to commend him for all his faithful efforts. Testament is one of those shows I'm most looking forward to in the coming years. Yeah, I'm going to have to say, As someone who trained as an actor myself, when I get to see actors doing what they do best and doing it so well, yeah, I mean, I do get dreamy-eyed, Scotty, not gonna lie. Richard Oster, I'm so excited and in great anticipation as I await the chance to see season 1. I've recently retired after 46 years as a scripture professor in a US Christian seminary. I taught acts many times and I'm so impressed by the Testament and its creativity. God bless. This is awesome. Yeah, we've had so many of our cast, our crew, essays, and you guys sharing encouraging words and just sharing moments that have inspired you or have just brought you a little bit of hope. And honestly, it's been incredible. We couldn't have done it without it, or it just would have been completely different and not as joyous. So thank you very, very much. Yeah, thank you. We can't wait to share what we filmed with you. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. And timeline, when you can watch it, what we're thinking is it's going to be in the first quarter of 2025, which means probably around February, March 2025. Obviously, our partner is Angel Studios, who are distributing this show, and they will select the right date and the right moment and everything, but that's what we're looking at. First quarter of there. So there's a little while to go, but for us on this side, post-production it's 8 episodes. It's a lot to do. So we've got to get cracking. We've got to get editing and doing all the sound and the colour and the visual effects and all that jazz. It's yeah, and the music. Oh, the music. Can't wait. But until then, there are a number of ways that you can support, which is 1, like, share, tell your friends about it. You know, there is that movie that you can always go and see, that first original movie. That gives you a hint of what we're doing. But you can pay it forward. That helps the show financially, it helps fund future seasons, but the way Angel works is it makes sure that shows are available for free around the world, which is incredible. It means that people who aren't in a position to be able to fund or rather pay to watch something, they can, because someone else has paid it forward for them. So if you're in a position to do so, please do pay it forward on Testament, not only to keep it free for others, but also to make a way for future seasons, because we're planning the full book of acts, and we have not got that far in, so there's a lot more to go. We're planning about 5 seasons. We think it's five seasons. It's a bit of a debate about that, but 5 seasons for now is what we're planning. And don't forget, of course, updates on our social media. You can like, share, and all of that on social media, but also for you can find out what's going on over on our, again, TikTok. Never been on, or at least, not properly. I've been on once. Didn't work for me. But TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that. If you go there, we'll be sharing different updates on different platforms, so you can always know what's currently happening, as long as it's interesting. You don't want to know what, the boring days. They're boring. So we'll be sharing all of that there. But guys, thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. It's been an absolute pleasure. I was going to say seeing you. I don't get to see you through this, but it's been an absolute pleasure just being with you on this live stream. So thank you very much. And until next time, see you later. God bless. Ciao, ciao.